everyone. It's ErinBeck here of Spechler Beck Real Estate Group, and I am here to share with you some of our 2021 projections for the real estate market. Karen and I were actually going to do this together at our office, but it is storming outside, and so we both wanted to just stay home and keep track of our houses and make sure everything was okay. So I will share the information with you, and I hope you find it really useful. So let's get started. Karen and my mission statement at Spechler Beck is that we are trusted home consultants helping our clients decipher how this move will help maximize joy, profits, or hopefully both. We know that some of your real estate moves are emotional and some of them are financial decisions. So we are here to help you with all of those decisions that you need to make. We're going to quickly discuss some really good information about 2021. A little bit of good news. We're going to talk about that foreclosure rumor mill, and that just keeps coming up, so we want to address that. We'll talk a little about the general economy, the interest rates, and then we'll give you an idea of what we see coming up this year. So here's some good news. The real estate market, it seems to be in a good light right now, and it's really helping the general economy. We love this quote by Mark Fleming. He's the chief economist at First American, and he said that while the housing market may have led to the recession of 2008 and 2009, this time it might be poised to bring us out of it. And we think that's really, really great because it is indeed a strong market, and we'd love to see what we do and what we help our clients do be a boost for the overall economy. So let's talk foreclosures. There's a lot of people who are still concerned. Rightfully so. The media is putting some headlines out there that are meant to terrify and not clarify. And so we just want to look at some facts. Back in 2008, 2009, we had a foreclosure crisis, and that happens when there's economic stress and a lack of equity. And so do we have economic stress? Yes, we do. We're in the middle of a global pandemic, but do we have a lack of equity? Absolutely not. We've got a lot of equity. 38% of homeowners nationwide actually own their homes free and clear, and 75% of homeowners actually have about at least 10% of equity in their homes. So if they found themselves in a position where they would need to sell, they would actually still have enough equity in their home to pay closing costs and to pay the bank back without having to do a short sale or foreclose. So that is good news. Let's look about forbearance. Just to remind you, forbearance is when the federal government came in and said that it's okay because of COVID if you need to stop making your mortgage payments. It's not forgiven, it's actually tacked on to the end, but instead of foreclosing on homeowners, they are allowing a forgiveness period where there's a delay in making those mortgage payments. And if you're listening to a lot of the media, you'll hear things like 6.5 million Americans filed for forbearance. And so, of course, people get nervous about another foreclosure crisis. Well, let's look at those numbers. Forbearance, when it originally came out right after COVID started in the summer of 2020, they projected that about 30% of homeowners would need forbearance, when in actual fact, the peak was only 8.6% of homeowners that needed to at least ask for the opportunity to have forbearance. That doesn't mean that they stop making their payments, and we'll get to that in a second. And currently, 5.5% of Americans are actually still in forbearance. So it's good to see that this number is going down, and we want to keep seeing that trend go down. So let's look at these 6.4, almost 6.5 million families who asked for forbearance. 35% of them right here, that's 2.25 million people, 35% of them asked for the forbearance to be extended. That doesn't mean that they delayed making payments. It just means that they said, hey, we still want the opportunity to delay making payments if we need. But let's look at this. The biggest number here, 48% of people who asked for forbearance actually continued making their payments, didn't need it at all. And look at this, 625,000 homeowners actually paid their mortgage off. So that's a good sign, and that is not a number that is being reflected in the media. So let's remember that while there's a lot of people who asked for forbearance, there's actually a very small percentage of people who are actually needing to make a pause in their mortgage payments. So you can relax. Any foreclosures that we see that do come up will quickly be absorbed by the market, especially with today's low inventory. let's take a quick look at the economy and remember this. Oh, all the talk last year of the recovery. What is it going to look like? Is it a V? Is it a W? Is it a Nike swoosh? Well, this is what was projected by all these different economists. And if you look, this is what actually happened. So they were really, really close. And when looking at the fourth quarter GDP numbers of 2020, the numbers were projected to be good. And actually by November of 2020, those numbers they had already exceeded what they were hoping to. So what that means is that the economy is actually recovering really, really well. We will recover. There's nothing systematically wrong with our economy right now, as there was back in 2008, 2009. We don't have those markers anymore, so it's an entirely different market. And we will recover from COVID. I know we're still kind of in the thick of it right now, and things are happening a little bit slower than we had hoped. But I think once we get through some of these rough winter months and the vaccine rolls out, we're actually going to see another pickup in the economy. So let's quickly talk about interest rates. This is really exciting. Last year, we had 27 historic low points for interest rates. So it seemed like every single week we were seeing another new low as we watched these rates come down. And it was really exciting for our buyers, especially first-time buyers. So that is supposed to remain for 2021. There is a chance that rates might tick up a little bit, but let's look at historically. I don't know if you ever bought a home in the 80s, or maybe your parents did. They were buying homes at a 12% interest rate. So let's keep that in mind. Even if rates do tick up a little bit from where they are now, these are still amazing rates, even in the 4%. That being said, 2021, it is still predicted to stay at or below 3%. We're seeing some buyers right now locking in between 2.75 and 3%, which is unbelievable. And it's definitely one of the driving forces behind buyers who are so motivated to enter into the market right now. But it is projected to stay around 3% for the rest of the year. That is good news. So projections, let's look at nationally, 7% more homes will sell in 2021 than in 2020. That's the guess by most economists, and that is a good thing. We're still seeing a lot of sales. In Santa Barbara, we predict that we'll probably see more than that, just because what we've all found in the last year is that a lot of people can move from all over the country, and then even within California, buyers are coming from Los Angeles and San Francisco, and they want to, when they can work remotely, where do they want to be? They want to be at the beach. And so 50% of our buyers right now are actually out of town buyers who are moving here from other areas. So we do predict that we will see more homes sell this year than we did last year. And we also think that prices are going to keep growing. Nationally, they're saying they think that they'll grow about 3.5%. In Santa Barbara, that might be slightly higher. In 2020, year over year, prices were actually up 10% in single family homes and condos. That's to be said without the high-end market. So when you take away Hope Ranch and Montecito, it's about 10%, and it was even higher, closer to 20% when you include that high-end market. So we do think that prices will continue to grow, especially with the fact that we have such little inventory right now, all over California and I think the country, but definitely in Santa Barbara. So some closing thoughts. With the new presidency and COVID still raging, the second half of the year is projected to be busier in the real estate market than the first half. Whatever price you pay today, you'll be bragging about your interest rate in 20 years from now. So keep that in mind, especially for you buyers. Buyers and sellers both should feel confident in making a move this year. Buyers, it's a rough market. It's more important than ever that you have a great real estate broker working for you, making sure that every point of the contract is competitive and is as good as it can be so that you stand out from the rest. But you're going to get a really great interest rate, so you should feel really good about that. And sellers, you are getting high prices right now, and there's such low inventory that you don't have a ton of competition out there. So it's a really great time for both buyers and sellers, and Karen and I are here to help you make whatever financial, whatever real estate decision that you need to make. We are your consultants. We're happy to talk to you through any of your situations. That's what we're here for. Again, whatever price you pay today, you're going to be bragging about that rate for 20 years from now. So if you have questions, we'd love to sit down with you, get on a phone call, do a Zoom meeting. So just reach out to us at any time, and we're always happy to give you our thoughts on how to make you get from one point to the next. And don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a lot of fun there. We show a lot of real estate information, behind the scenes things. And then we have a YouTube channel that we would love for you to follow. And that's where we put videos like this. So you can always check there for the latest and greatest. And that's all. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we really look forward to working with you or friends and family that you would refer to us this year. You have a great day.